Done.
I am Gagana, first year Commerce HEBA, Chapter 1 Introduction. Today topic is Meaning of History. History is one of the greatest branches of human knowledge. The term history has been derived from the Greek word historia. Historia, which means inquiry or investigation. The word itihasa in Sanskrit means definition, events that have occurred. The purpose of history is to seek truth broadly. Speaking, history is the subject dealing with all aspects of human life. The Greeks were the first to evaluate the art of writing history. Has a scientific description. Herodotus, a Greek historian, is believed to have initiated the writing of history, and hence he was being regarded the father of history.
Good afternoon everyone, I am Rakshita. My topic is definitions of historians. Generally, history is the understand as a record of past event. There is no university accepted definition of history. It has been defined differently by different scholars from Herodotus and American history. Various historians have defined history in different angles. History is denoted by other historians in different angles. First, Herodotus. I will explain about the Herodotus. Herodotus was a Greek historian who lived in the 5th century BC. He has contributed richly to history. He travelled in Greece and West Asia. He collected information of Greek estate, cities, and wrote 9 volumes. Among them, the history of Persian Wars. This is very important. The history of Persian War was collected from the 9 volumes written by Herodotus. Deals with the war between Persian and Greece. The history of Persian Wars means the war between Persians and Greeks. His work was the earliest writing on history. Professionally writing among the history, he was the first to state the meaning and definition of history is, according to Herodotus, history is the record of great heroes and unique events to be remembered by the future generation. Yes, of course, whatever in past events, we have a remember for future generation the great heroes that will motivate to the future generation. So Herodotus felt that the history is the recorded of the great heroes and unique events to remember the future generation. Herodotus has focused his thoughts on the achievement of a great man and the important events from which the succeeding generation can be learned. Yes, of course, he is focused on the great heroes and great unique events that will be remembered for the future generation. The next person, the Saint Augustine. The Saint Augustine was the Christian saint and a profound thinker. He was a profound thinker. He was the greatest among the church historiographers of the medieval period. In the medieval period, he was the greatest historiographers in the tragedy of medieval period. His work, The City of God, this is very important, is considered as one of the greatest works in the world. He is considered the City of God is the greatest work in the world. According to St. Augustine, history is the story of the struggle between God and Son, which would ultimately end in the victory of God. God means good. Over Santa means evil. Evil and God ನಡುವೆ ಇರೋ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ರಗಲ್ನ ಅವರು ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಕರೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸಂತ ಆಗಸ್ಟೈನ್ being a church historiographer give more importance to miracles and some in his writings. He strongly believed that human history was guided by the God. Yes, human history was guided by from the God only. That will not come from any miracles or any achievement, but that is the human history is guided by from the God. History in the medieval Europe was the monopoly of the church meant for survival centuries. They used both secular and religious histories as an instrument to popularize the church faith. So in this, St. Augustine explained about his definition. Another person, Karl Marx. Karl Marx was a German philosopher, economist, psychologist, historian, journalist, and revolutionary socialist. His ideas played a scientific role in the establishment of social science and the development of the socialist movement. Socialist movement means the revolutionary movement that his ideas and thoughts were the main played scientific role in the establishment of social science and development of revolutionary movements. He is also considered as one of the greatest economists in history. Economist is considered as the greatest economist in history. A new economic inspiration of the definition of history. According to Karl Marx definition, history is the story of the struggle between haves and have-nots. Haves are the rich people, have-nots are the poor people. This is the struggle are caused by the conflict between rich people and poor people. Clear? So that will be stop that what is conflict by the rich people and poor people. His thing as the history is the struggle between haves and have-nots. He main wrote two great works are the Das Kapital and Communist Manifesto. This is very important. Next, J.B. Bury. J.B. Bury was an Irish historian and a scholar. He also a scholar. He worked as a professor of modern history at Cambridge University. Yes, he is a professionally as a professor in the at the Cambridge University. According to him, history is a science no less no more. Yes, we scientifically prove history is the scientifically prove some scientifically things, but history are the modernly development. According to Bury, says every historian must work like a scientist. Every historian must work like a scientist, collect the data and visit evidence. Yes, evidence. Every work there is a must and evidence in every work. He should certainly evaluate the subject and bring out the truth without base. Without any base, they must be collect the evidence and collect the data from the whatever he made the history. So, but observation and experiment are not possible. We made any history that we are not in science. There is so many experiment, but in history there is no experiment and any observation. Only scientific evidence is the clear. Similarly, events in history cannot be created. In history is not a pure science. J.B. Bury himself said, history is the oldest art and the youngest aspirant to become a science. History will have to make us of his talents to present in the subject a creative manner. Yes, we made any history from our talents only, not anything, from our talents only. We do not recreate any history because that is a past events. Clear? Another one, Arnold Toynbee. Arnold Toynbee was a British historian. He worked as a professor of history in London University. Yes, he is professionally a professor in London University, subject history. He wrote a number of works on religions and history. His great work, A Study of History, this is very important, is in 12 volumes. That is the one of the history of A Study of History. He studied 26 civilizations of the world. According to him, history is the story of the rise and fall of civilization. As he will give importance to the civilization. Yes, of course, the culture and civilization is very important. One of the main important to all countries to development of the economically development. That is a very important civilization and culture. Clear? Arnold Toynbee definition is the history is the story of the rise and fall of civilization. Toynbee explained that history is the story of man, but not of individuals. Only man, that is not individuals. Their power and battles. It is the people who should be given importance. For him, history is the treasure of knowledge of man and his role in the development of the culture and civilization. Yes, of course, I have said that in every country there is must and culture and civilization in development. He also tells that, but man have any goal in the in his life, so he had to focus on the development of the culture and civilization of our country only. Clear? Next, Jawaharlal Nehru. Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India, was very much interested in the study of history. Yes, he is very interested in study of history. His well-known works are Discovery of India and Glimpses of World History. This is very important. Both were written when he was a political pressure. He was written when he was a political, the Glimpses of World History and Discovery of India. The Glimpses of World History is a collection of letters which he wrote to his daughter Indira Gandhi. He collected the Glimpses of World History when he write. So he collected from data are evidence to write the bits of word history from our daughter Indira Gandhi. He wrote a letter. So the correction of the bits of word history from his daughter letter. Clear? According to Nehru, history is the story of man from barbarism to civilization. Nehru feels that man, though age has struggled to improve at every stage. Yes, Nehru said that ages has struggled to improve at every stage. Human, as a man, I do not have age is the one of the that age of the not causes to improve our self confidence or anything. He says history involves both conflicts and arguments which have helped him to attain a high level of civilization. This fact can be assignment in the background for more than 4,000 years of human history. From the above definition, it is very clear that history is mainly considered with the activities of human beings. In real life, whatever man made for civilization or establishment of culture and civilization, that is the only of the from the activities of human. Clear? It is a narrative of the past events and has led man towards the right path. It can be concluded that history is the study of all scientific human activities in various dimensions, which is restricted in time and place. What we have considered as history, that is the only of time and place and need. Clear? Thank you for giving this opportunity. Thank you.
I am Maulya. My topic is important studies of history. First one, history is the memory of past event. Like history, the study of history is given information about the biography of the great men and recorded on the major events of the world. It provides insight into the process of the struggle of mankind in the interaction with the environment is fall and rise of the fall. History is the teaching of religious tolerance. The religious tolerance between peace and understanding in the society. The peace leads to in the society. Historians have a religious intolerance in the society. In India, the religious tolerance in the only way of the survival mankind. The religious like Christianity, Islam, Hindu and others. Third one, history is the source of inspiration. It is a recorded joy, the great deeds, achievements, contribution, advantages. For inspired the Buddha, Vivekananda, Akkamadevi, Basavanna, and so on. They are source of inspiration. The great personalities are no more, but the history autography such as personalities are still there. Hence the source of history. Fourth one, history promotes patriotism. The study of history is one of the important factors promoting the patriotism. The national attach such as art, music, literature, folk, so on, from the basis of nationalism. The life of achievements of the Shivaji, Kittur Rani Chennamma, Lakshmi Bai, Bala Gangadhar Tilak, Bhagat Singh, Chandrasekhar Azad, Subhash Chandra Bose, Mahatma Gandhiji promotes a patriotism among the peoples. History is a professional use. It is It is the competitive in the world. History is the main subject competitive exam like IAS, IPS, IKF, KF, IEFS, KS, etc. History is knowledge matter necessity in the students, teacher, lawyer, journalist, administrative reforms. The politician needs historical knowledge because the implementing the administrative reforms, so the historians work in the department of ASI. ASI means archaeological. What is history?
History means inquiry or investigation. Herodotus.
Who gave a economic definition to history?
Karnas.
Who wrote the book of the City of God?
Sant Augustine.
Name any words for 1 month.
Works out. Das Capital Communist of Manifesto.
Name any words for works of Jawaharlal Nehru.
Discovery of India, Glimpses of World History.
Who definition for history, rise and fall of civilization?
Arnold Toynbee.
What is the definition of jail?
History is the science no more, no less.
Mention the any professional use.
IAS, KS, IPS.
Book of Warner title.
The study of history.
Who gave the economic interpretation?
Karnas.
What is the definition of Sant Augustine?
History is the story of struggle between God and Sant.
The City of God. Who wrote?
Sant Augustine. Is it any more questions? Clear? Thank you.
Which city Herodotus belongs?
Greece.
Mention the book of Herodotus.
The history of Persian Wars.
History is the science no more, no less. Who gives?
J.B. Buell.
What is the definition of Jawaharlal Nehru?
History is the story of man from barbarism to civilization.
In history, history word belongs to which language?
Greek language.
ಮತ್ತೆಂದು
Mention the importance of history.
History is the memory of past events. History teaches religious. History is the sources of inspiration. History promotes nationalism. History is the liability of social science. History influences noble ideals. History helps to born an outlook. History promotes international peace. History as a professional use.